welcome to the Citizen channel and the Odds Show as we look forward to the visit of Wolverhampton Wanderers, to the Etihad on Saturday the 11th of December 2021 at 12:30pm kickoff. We're going to have a look at on the Odds Show what sort of value with your fancy a bet on this little game. Of course, there's always going to be a City lean in these odds. There'll be the odd Wolves thing thrown in just to balance things up, but not too much interesting Wolves at the moment. They're not very expansive in the play. Obviously, Klopp had a good whinge last week. Said they were very defensive against Liverpool. What a shame. You have to break them down, mate. That's the whole idea, right? It took you 94 minutes, but you did it in the end. But Wolves and other teams like that just play to their best abilities. If that's how they play, that's how they play. I don't expect anything different, to be honest with you, against City at the Etihad. Please, I don't condone gambling anyway, and only bet what you can afford. If the fun stop and be very gamble aware. And if you do have any problems, there are organisations and groups, etc., to have a chat with or get in touch with either online or personally on the phone, etc., etc. So if you are in trouble, just give us a shout. I can always point you in the right direction for that as well. And of course, the charity bets, a bit gutted. I didn't do anything against Leipzig. Missed out against Leipzig. It was one of those games that you expect City perhaps to do better than we did. So when that happens, you end up your sort of little bets and your little ideas go out the window, unfortunately. So nothing to add to the pot, as I say, which had been growing quite nicely. But we'll get back on track. Let's get back on track against Wolves there. Let's see how it goes. All these prices are at Sunday. All these prices are at Wednesday. I'm getting all confused. Wednesday, the 8th of December 2021. To win the league, City have tightened up slightly. They were 4-6 on last week, but now we've gone top of the league. We've gone more into 8-13 generally, so interesting price. Wolves to finish in the top half are 6-5, so the bookies don't fancy that. 6-5 against to finish in the bottom half. They're 8-13. It doesn't surprise me. They will have to improve over the last 20 games or so. How many games we've got left now? About 20, 30. 23 games, something like that. They will have to improve to sort of finish in the top half. They're quite capable, I think. They've got some good players. But, of course, the manager's still trying to find the right blend, I think, this season. The match itself, City are 1-6 on, so not much value in that one. A draw is 7-1, and a Wolves victory is 18-1. So again, unless you're a diehard Wolves fan or whatever, not worth having 50p on either of those, to be honest with you. And this is my starting 11. Obviously, very interesting. I'm interested to see how we come out of this Champions League game. Certain players are going to be starting because they didn't even make the trip, and there's some on the bench as well. Well, one or two on the bench, not too many. Mainly the kids, weren't they? So this is my team. I've sort of going on the basis that Foden and Jesus will still be injured. So there are reduced options and an attacking midfielder sense, if you like. But the 11 I'm going with for this game, please check out my preview for a bit more information on my little thoughts, etc. Ederson, Walker. I mean, if Pep's in a mood, he might drop him, but what's he got to do instead? Put Cancelo there and play Zinchenko? I'm not too sure, but we'll see, won't we? You know what Pep's like. Sometimes he gets in a strop, doesn't he? But I'll go for Walker anyway. Ederson, Walker, Diaz, Laporte, Cancelo, Rodri, Gundogan, KDB, Bernardo, Sterling, and Mahrez. I've gone for Mahrez over and above Grealish. Could be either for me, but that's the team I've done all my little judgments on, if you like. First goal scorer, Sterling and Mahrez are 5-1. KDB's 11-2. The interesting ones for me is Gundogan. He's 7-1. He needs a goal. He's not exactly. He's had a couple of near chances, but he's not been quite at it recently. So. I sort of fancy Gundogan a little bit. I'll bit more on that in a minute. But that 7-1 as a first goal scorer is interesting. And the couple of Wolves guys who are more likely to score, if they do score, I'm not confident that they will. Jimenez is 14-1 and Silva is 18-1. So they're probably their two best bets. And it's the anytime goal scorer that always interests me a little bit more. Gundogan and Bernardo are both 21-10. You can get, most aren't that kind on Bernardo, but there are a couple of the bookies. He's in a current vein of form, isn't he, Bernardo? So 21-10 is not a bad shout, is it? I like that. But obviously, where I bet, I couldn't get anywhere near that on the exchanges. So anyway, that's an interesting one. 21-10. I say Gundogan He's got to score at some stage. He could do with a goal. So anyway, Jimenez and Silva are 9-2 and 11-2 respectively. But this is my first charity bet. Yeah, I'm going to take a chance. I said I can get 2.05 on the exchanges for Gundogan. I mean, I would have preferred Bernardo. He's in a rich vein of form. It's nothing to say he won't score again. But yeah, I've gone for Gundo as my first charity bet today. I'm going to have a bet on that at 2.05. I've done that through Smarkets. I only use the exchanges, as you know, if you watch these things regular. So that's my first charity bet. Both teams to score, yeah, I mean, the bookies agree with me. They're not very expansive away. I mean, they're okay at home, obviously, unless they're playing someone like Liverpool, but Wolves away from home are not. They don't really have many shots on target or many shots, to be honest with you, when they usually play a decent team or a half-decent team away from home. So I don't expect it to be any more expansive this week at the Etihad. So I'll be no surprise for me that Ederson will finally get his 100th clean sheet that he's been waiting there for 3 or 4 games for, hasn't he? Or 2 or 3 games anyway. So it wouldn't surprise me. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, he can get his clean sheet this week. And if you look at the bookies, it's for both teams to score no is 8-15, which is probably right. I mean, that is a little bit too short to have a go on it. If you did fancy Wolves to get a goal and both teams to score, it's 6-4. You can get 6-4 against with Bet365. So again, if you think Wolves can nick one, who knows? You know, I'm optimistic of a City win, but you never know, do you? But if you do think both teams will score, that's not a bad price. And the correct score, yeah, I said I don't particularly. I'd love City to hit loads of goals, but we're not really doing it at the moment, are we? And Wolves don't let in a lot of goals, even though they've not been great. They're not that bad at sort of keeping the opponents out, even if it's a mass defence, if you like. So, I mean, if you fancy a 1-0 City win, it's 7s. If you fancy 2-0, it's 5-1. That's the most. That's what bookies I think it might be. Yeah, I don't disagree. 3-0 is 6-1. 4-0 is 9-1. A 2-1 City win, a tight game, is 11-1, and 3-1 City win is 12-1 with Bet Victor. If you did fancy a draw, and they have drawn 2 or 3 over the last few games, Wolves, a 0-0 is 18 with Hills, and a 1-1 is 16 with Bet365. And Wolves win, yeah. If you're a Wolves fan, you fancy a Wolves win, yeah. A 1-0 Wolves win is 50-1 with Bet Victor. That's not. It might be worth 25p or something. Can you have a 25p bet? Well, you used to be able to. I think you can on the internet. I'm not too sure you go to bookies and put 25p on. But a 2-1 win for Wolves is 45-1 as well. So if you did fancy Wolves, you're a Wolves fan, you fancy it. I certainly won't put you off those prices. You know, for risk a few pennies on that. Half-time, full-time, yeah, this is where my second charity bet's going to come in. City's 4-6 best price with Coral. A draw and City to win, so draw at half-time, full-time City's 3-1. A draw and then Wolves to win, well, you're getting silly, aren't you? 40-1 with Corals. Wolves and then a City win, possible 28-1. That's not a bad price for that. Wolves at half time and a Wolves full time. You can go silly and get a 45-1 again at Corals, but hey, there you go. But my charity bet is obviously going to be on City half-time, City full-time, and I've got 0.6, or just 0.6. Not great, not a fantastic price, but I was struggling today to come up with it. As I say, it's hard to know. You know, I'm just a bit perplexed as to how Wolves will play and how City will respond to that poor result in Leipzig, to be honest with you. So I've gone for City that will be winning at half-time and full-time at 0.6 on Smarkets on the exchanges. So that's my second and final charity bet. Yeah, other markets, goals over 2.5. Yeah, 8-15. That's very possible. I mean, once it gets to over 3.5, I think I'm struggling to be honest with you. The bookies are being nice as well. They're giving 11-8 against for over 3.5 goals, so they don't particularly think it'll be high scoring unless something changes in the way City play and that way Wolves play. I don't expect it to be high scoring either. But if you fancy under 3.5 goals, so if you fancy 3 goals only in the game, that's not bad. I mean, it's like the over 2.5, isn't that a safer bet, 8-15? But you get slightly better on under 3.5. At 4-7, so that's okay. Again, but not so great value. I mean, if I could rely on City to be on fire, him over 3.5 would be tempting, but I don't think we can really do that. To win 2-0, as I said, I'm hoping Wolves won't score, and you can get 8-11 on City to win 2-0. That's not bad. That's not a bad price if you fancy that. I won't put you off that one. And finally, yeah, just a winning margin. City win by 1 goal, 10-3 with Sky. Yeah, but 2 goals, which feasible for me, 2 or 3. 2 goals is 11-4 generally, and 3-goal win is 7-2 to win, winning margin. So it could be 4-1 or 3-0 or 5-2 or whatever. If it's 5-2, I'll eat my hat, but I haven't got a hat, so I've got nothing to eat. But I doubt that very, very much. So there you go. That's today's odds show. And my 2 charity bets, please keep your fingers crossed. Let me know what you've done as well. My 2 charity bets, anytime goal scorer, Gundogan at 2.05. And City to be winning at half-time, City to win at full-time at 0.6 on Smarket. So please keep your fingers crossed. Let me know what you're having a go on. As I said, please, I don't condone gambling at all and only bet what you can afford. Please let me know what you're having a go on. And if you have a little win, let me know. Let me know if you're successful. As I say, this is just for interest. The only bets I place now at this point in time are these charity bets. I don't put anything on for myself. I find it, enjoyable enough just to put the charity bets on and try and test myself as to try and get money for the charities. As you know, any losses I make, I just take the hit and I just put the winnings into a pot for a nominated charity at the end of the season. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Whatever you're going to do rest day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More important, let's all look after each other. To me here again on the Citizen channel. Please, if you want a rest from football, have a look at my film and TV channel as well. If you like films and TV dramas, I do reviews and information vlogs, what's out to buy, what's at the cinema, stuff like that. So if you can have a look on there and give us a thumbs up on there as well as on here, then that'd be much appreciated. I do get lots of thumbs up on the football ones, not so much on the film and TV. So if you can get over there for 3 or 4 minutes, have a look and give us a thumbs up, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But if it's on there or back here on the Citizen channel, I only ask one thing, don't I, guys? Please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.